Pores. Why won't it let me switch the screen though? So I guess I really have to do this shit like this. It's cool. I ain't even tripping. Welcome everyone. It's the God Half Blood Soul and Eggs, aka Shoe Eggs. Um, Here with another message channel from the Divine today. I just want to give a shout out to everybody that hit me up today to do a reading. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Juke Joint Sally on Instagram. Juke Joint Sally. Follow her. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. Juke, Juke, Joint, Joint, Sally, Sally. Instagram.com. Next person was Lil Universe, Lilyounivers. Lil Universe. Appreciate the reading, my brother. And then last but not least, my boy JP8, which I just got off the phone with him before I started this live, is JP8 Productions. That's their Instagram. JPA is a great producer. Lil Universe is a great rapper. Juke Joint Sally is a great singer. These are all great artists. Y'all should add them and check them out. Anyways, all I ask from you all is to like and subscribe, comment. Please let me know what y'all think about the posts because I love doing them. And if y'all love doing them, it'll give me a little bit more to elaborate on and start catering the subjects to things that I like talking about. So let me get started today. Today's subject is one of my favorite subjects of esoteric knowledge. This had to be the most um eye-opening experience I've ever experienced in my life, and that is the mind-body connection. This is the feat that Jesus achieved to become an ascended master, which is how he was known as a spiritual healer all over the world. So basically, mind body connection. What is mind body connection? Okay, well, I mean, look at the words. The mind and the body are connected. That means you are consciously living through your vessel. So basically, your thoughts dictate your actions, right? That means if you're a conscious thinker, that means you're a conscious actor. That means you can become anything that you desire without letting it become you. Mind body connection. That's one trait of mind body connection. You can also do the reverse. You can do something and think something totally opposite. How some people go to work and they work, but they don't let work consume them to the point where it's like, hey, I'm the greatest slave at my job. I'm the greatest slave employee at my job. I pretty much clean the Coke machine the best or whatever. Like, it doesn't consume your mind. You can be prideful of your work. Don't get me wrong. Be prideful, like, take pride in what you do always, because if there's no passion behind what you're doing, it's almost like you're there killing yourself. So, mind body connection is the connection between thought and action. That's the best way that I can explain this. The connection between thought and action. So we're going to start with point number one, the thought. The thought is what dictates reality. My man Tesla said, think of everything in light, frequency, and vibration. I'm not 100% sure what he said. But yeah, these things make up sound. These things literally make up everything. Granite matter seems to be sitting still, but just like everything, it's always moving. You can't sit still in the bed. What makes you think the atoms within you can sit still within you? Or the bacteria that's literally living on your skin and inside of your body? You think that sits still? There's no way. In order for it to produce the job, just like you do a job, you have to move. They move also. So mind body connection. How can we achieve mind body connection? One moment while I check the time. We 5 minutes in, so I got 5 minutes to break this down to you. Really 4 minutes. Okay, so achieving mind body connection. Each spiritual healer, light worker, or someone who studies the occult or esoteric knowledge, they all have a skill of some sort. If you've played any type of RPG game, you realize that you can choose from a different class of person. Or if you've played like World of Warcraft or something, they have classes. Basically, the same thing applies to someone who is trying to reach mind body connection. Jesus, his job as a light worker, a healer. But the thing is, Jesus also had other skills. He had clairvoyance, claircognizance. He had all these skills that he used to teach the word of God to the people of Jerusalem and all the different nations that he walked through. So, that being said, to achieve mind body connection, first you must figure out what your natural spiritual gift is or your innate abilities. So a lot of people actually block themselves from this because they either feel that the spirit is something that's outside of them, or they don't know how to connect with spirit because they don't know the bridge, that the veil that keeps them from that mind body connection, because spirit is higher self. To me, okay, this is my perspective on higher self. Most people pray to God, which is a perfect being in most people's eyes. And I'm not even gonna lie, that's how most people see God. Somebody who's all seeing, all knowing, never doing wrong, perfect being. Okay. If the perfect being is something that we can reach, that would be the higher self, right? The higher self is what you see yourself becoming, not being at that current moment. So if you become your higher self, well, who's to say you can't become God? If God and the higher self are in the same realm, right? And where is this realm at? So that's for another video. But we're just gonna stick to how does one achieve mind body connection. So when you connect with your higher self reveals your abilities to you. So when they reveal the ability, then you start to work on building that ability. So you notice how all of a sudden out of nowhere I'm doing free readings for like your life path. I have been doing this study. When I first started my school, my mystery school of Ascended Mastery, one of the first things I had to learn was to read tarot cards, how to try to channel, how to do rituals and stuff like that. We learn all these skills to induce that power, and to also bring in the energies, to usher in positive energies around us, to be able to co-create with us to do these skills. So first, you got to connect with your higher self. And the only way to do that is to know yourself. Learn who you are. Figure out who you are. Okay? This is the most important lesson. Yeah, you may have been alive 20 something years and you think you know yourself like the back of your hand, but there's still shit that unlocks. Every day, you will learn something new about yourself. Damn, I like the way this pineapple tastes. I never ate pineapple before and I'm 25. There's people who literally do this every day. So you have to realize, like, what I was telling JP8 was you need to go all the way back to the beginning of your life and just play it back. And remember all the things you used to do as a kid, how you used to play, how you used to have fun, what your thoughts were all the time, what you used to think about a lot, all the way up until puberty. Because once puberty hits, that is when your mind becomes easily to control. So during puberty, all these influences around you start to affect you. And then that's when, oh, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm what the world is teaching me to be. All right. So I got 1 more minute. So first, learn yourself. Go back through your life and figure out who you are. 2, the next thing you do is you find out what your who's your bridge to that realm. Uh-oh, y'all. Who's your bridge to that realm? Most people's bridge to the realm of the spirit is through breathing or through dreaming. Now, today I discovered that there's very many different ways that you can actually access the intent. See, most people don't use the first thing to manifestation is intent. So mind body connection is intent. You first must have the intent to want to connect with your higher self. So if you're learning all these things and you got the intent part down, the second part to manifestation, basically the second part of mind body connection also is the emotion. Connect your emotion. Find what your real passions are. The passion behind you that leads you into what you truly feel supports your vision. Because you are the vision realized when you're birthed into this world. You are the vision of the ancestors realized. When you were born, they marveled at your birth because they were like, all of us are in this one being. Before your siblings showed up, you were the one. And even with the siblings, you're still the one. See, nothing changes with that. Only thing that changes is how can I connect with this realm? Because now I know, okay, I got my brother over here, I got my mom and my dad. Now I have all these different pieces of me. I could study each one of these pieces. And that too also helps with mind body connection. When you know yourself, you're the outside forces, what can put you off the path then? You know everything that's against you. You know everything that's within. Once you have all these energies figured out, then you can start to move into the next process, which is the act of doing. Once you start doing the meditations and start using your abilities, then you become like there. Really. Because once you start learning yourself, then you become courageous and become egoless because you're not trying to prove something to somebody else. The only thing that matters is what matters to you. Then you start to become at peace because you're like, well, everything is to my will. You start to connect with yourself. And then that's when the real magic happens because now you're connecting with yourself. You're learning who you are. You're learning what those innate abilities are, and you're learning how to use them. Now you're learning how to cleanse yourself to be able to invite in those energies. And once that happens, that's when mind body connection starts to take place because you're unlocking each part of the chakras. The third step, and this is the final step, is to unlock each chakra. Real talk, this is the last step. So, one, you got your intent. Two, you got your emotion. Three, unlocking each chakra. Each chakra has something that blocks it. Once you unblock all of these, then you achieve that level. Then you're able to usher in that mind body connection because now you're able to connect with your higher self. There's no more blockages. You know who you are. Your higher self then sees that, and then you literally become the manifestation of your higher self. You manifest into your higher self, which is mind body connection. You are literally connected to the thought that is. You are, I am being. Now you just exist, but on all levels of your existence. And that's mind body connection, y'all. I had to channel this message all day to make sure that it made as much sense as I could make it. But if you're still confused, I have an Instagram. It's ShuUndead333. ShuUndead 333. And if you need more information, please just DM me on my Instagram. And I will give you as much help as I can because this is something you can achieve. When you achieve mind body connection, you can will shit to your reality. Like, I'm not playing, y'all. You can literally do whatever you want. You can. I'm just gonna manifest $1 million out the sky. There it is. But the thing is, you have to understand the thought and the intent and the emotion. Those three things. If you can't get them to operate together, that means you can't, it's not right. You can't put that into the manifestation because there's ill intent behind it. Can't be maleficent, man. You gotta have pure intentions. But the thing is, you can use this same method on the path of darkness, which the next video I'm going to talk to you about is there is no good and bad. There's only the gray area. It's the user. The user chooses this to use good or bad actions. But until next time, y'all. This is Shu X Ascended Master. Thank you all for showing up, and for those who showing up later, thank you also. I love you all. I'm infinitely grateful for all of y'all, and I want to thank Shu and Isis, the ancestors, and of course, Lil Universe, JPA, and of course, Juke Joint Sally. Thank y'all for helping this message come about today. Each of y'all have